Sairam, Sai Satcharitra, chapter 6, page number 36, the next paragraph of transformation of Urus into Ram Navami festival. From the next year, the following year, the items in the programs of Ram Navami began increasing. Radha Krishna Mai started a Nam Sapta, singing the glory of God's name continuously day and night for 7 days. From 11th day of Chaitra Masa. For this, all devotees took part by turns, and she also joined it sometimes early in the morning. As Ram Navami festival is celebrated in many places all over the country, the difficulty of getting a Haridas was felt again. But 5 or 6 days before the festival, Mahajani incidentally met Balabua, who was known as modern Tukaram, and got him to do the Kirtan that year. So, this entire thing, the Nam Sapta which we do, that is for 7 days, continuous recitation of Lord's name, started in 1913, 1913 at Shirdi. Also, we do this Sai Satcharitra Sapta. That is, we start reading on Thursday morning, end it on Wednesday evening, complete it rather, and then the next morning, that is following Thursday, we go and pray to Baba. Only to most of us or most of the people do it to fulfill their wishes and their wants. So that is how it is translated in the modern day. But the actual Nam Sapta was reciting Baba's name, Om Sai, Shri Sai, Jaya Jaya Sai, for 7 days, 24 hours in multiple batches. People used to participate. This is this was done again. Please understand, many a times these saptas and chantings are done to ward off a lot of negative energies. What happens is when there is, we feel that, divine entity, divine power, which happens to be in a particular place, a guru or an avatar or somewhere, that is very nice, very positive. But that is the place where a lot of negativities also congregate and accumulate. The negativities of the devotees and the disciples on the followers, that also gets released. The negativity of many from many angles also try to disrupt the path. Lot of things. It is all about the energy play. So these kind of chanting, with loud chanting, not individual chanting, collective chanting, is always prescribed, not just for our personal evolution or spiritual evolution, but also to ward off the negative energies in any particular place, right? It is also called as mantra shuddhi. By reciting mantras, people used to dispel off the negative energies. So through the mantrocharas, mantra pathanas, that is recitations, the negative energies were warded off. Several occasions are examples we can quote. However, as now, as the Ramanavami festival is celebrated in many places, all the Haridasas and Kathakars are busy, they are engaged because on the Ramanavami day is very auspicious. The difficulty of getting a Haridas was felt, but 5 or 6 days before the festival, Bahajani incidentally met Balaboa, who was known as modern Tukaram, and got him to do the kirtan that year. The next year, another Balabua Satarkar of Birhad Siddha Kavate district, Satara, could not act as Haridas in his own town, as plague was prevailing there, and so he came to Shirdi. With Baba's permission, which was secured through Kaka Sahib Dikshit, He did the kirtan and was sufficiently recomposed for his labor. Those days, today we had these few years ago, we had the COVID. Likewise, equally dangerous or even worse was plague, pandemic, epidemic in the 1900s, early 1900s to 1922. So, entire of the world, not just India, whole world suffered from plague. Entire of that Maharashtra region, Marathwada region, everywhere there was plague, was rampant. But plague never entered Shirdi. We know that the first chapter, which describes how the wheat was crushed, and when the four women tried to take it to their homes to prepare the bread, Baba shouts and he instructs them to sprinkle around the periphery of the village. After that, plague never entered the village. From that day, Shirdi has a clear record. Earlier days, the local headquarters, I mean, district headquarters was Korale. Now it is Kopargaon, then it was Korale. The documents are very clear. Shirdi was one place where plague never entered. So we know what it means and we know why, right? So that was about, because of which the Kathakar could not come. I mean, could not perform in his own village. So it is all a play of Maya, we Shri Sainatha, that Leela, what we call. So he was drawn to Shirdi. The difficulty of getting a new Haridas every year was finally solved from 1914 by Sai Baba, as he entrusted this function to Dasganu Maharaj permanently. And since that time, he has been successfully and credibly conducting that function until now. When this Satcharitra was published, Dasganu Maharaj was there in physical body. So it is said that till now, right? So now, little about Dasganu Maharaj. Dasganu Maharaj was a police constable. It's a very interesting story. Dasganu Maharaj was a police constable and he was on borderline or complete, I would say, full debauchery. He was debaucherous. He was, he used to drink, he used to womanize, he used to go to tamashas, the dance performances of women. He used to do all sorts of things, Dasganu Maharaj. Why I'm saying is because some people who join the spiritual orders, they feel guilty for what they have done in the past. Every saint has a past, every sinner has a future. That is a good old saying. So there is nothing for us to feel guilty. But imagine how Dasganu Maharaj's life transformed. From what he was, he said he heard about Sri Sainath Maharaj of Shirdi. So he wanted to defame Baba. He wanted to make sure that Baba's name is tarnished. So he started cooking up stories against Baba. He started making stories against Baba that he's this, he's a imposter, he's a fakir, he's a Muslim, to an extent, he said that Baba was a thief. He was stealing money from people. He was a womanizer. All sorts of rubbish he used to spread. What joy? We don't know. Some people have this cheap thrill that they get out of doing something bad, right? So he was doing all those things. So finally, he gets one exceptionally beautiful tamasha performer. Tamasha is the folk dance of Maharashtra. It originated to entertain the soldiers who used to be in the war fronts for months and years together. So this used to be some kind of a performance of dance and song. So that lady, he gets to Baba. He comes along and he plays the dhol and he starts singing all these vulgar and cheap songs. Baba sits smilingly. And then this lady dances around in front of Baba, in front of Dwarka Mai. And this Das Ganu Maharaj is singing. She is dancing. She makes very seductive moves and expressions to Baba, towards Baba. All are there. Baba is there. Tatya is there. Bhagat Malasapati is there. Bhagoji Shinde, of course, is there. Abdul Baba is there. Everybody is there. They're seeing and they are surprised and perplexed. Why is Baba smiling back? What is happening? Why is he so cheerful? He's looking at the lady and smiling. He's looking at Das Ganu Maharaj and smiling. What is happening? Why is he not kicking them out? Why is he not shooing them? So performance happens. To everybody's surprise, Baba takes out some coins and gives it to her and some more to Das Ganu. And everybody are further shocked. And he addresses her, that mother. He calls her mother. I don't want to use the word, but we all know what her profession was. That woman also, respectfully, Baba calls her mother. Don't do this. This is not worth. Rather, dance with joy and ecstasy in the name of Lord. No point. It doesn't help you. And whatever is your intent is, you know whom you are standing in front of. And he just touches her forehead. She breaks down. She cries profusely. She apologizes. She begs for mercy. She begs for forgiveness. He says, it's okay. How can I be angry with my mother? How can I be angry with my own mother? I cannot be. Please go. From that day, the story of this lady is that she becomes a saint. It sounds like a story of Amrapali. And then he summons Dasganu Maharaj. Dasganu Maharaj is in a state of shock. He starts regretting. He starts crying profusely. Something happens within. The transformation occurs. Then Baba says, don't feel guilty for what you have done and for what you are. Be glad that your Guru has drawn you. I have drawn you to myself. And what you are going to be doing, what you will be henceforth, is more important. So forget about this. Come. You will recite my name all the time. You will do my work. You will be my instrument. You will spread my work across the country. So true to his words, Dasganu Maharaj, he becomes one of the staunchest devotee or a disciple of Baba. He goes around all over the country, performs Harikathas. He sings and praises the glory of Baba. He spreads the word of Baba. Thanks to this Dasganu Maharaj, that Baba's glory went all over the world. Those days known world. Today, when we go to Samadhi Mandir, there are photos which are hung all over. All the closest disciples and devotees of Baba, their photos are displayed, and right in the middle of them is Dasganu Maharaj. What it goes on to say with the story of Dasganu Maharaj, don't feel guilty for what you were. It's okay. Don't feel guilty or feel bad for what we have done. No point. It's okay. When we are in the abode of Guru, when Guru embraces us, he washes it all. Let us be in the company, in the custody, in the divine protection of our Guru. Forget the past. The classic example, which is displayed, how Guru washes our sins, embraces us, and evolves us to an extent where he becomes one with us, and how he makes us his instrument. The classic example is the story of Das Guru Maharaj. From being extremely debaucherous, he becomes a saint. Only thanks to the Guru. And see the kindness and love of the Guru. Right? Thank you. This paragraph ends. Sai Ram.